Sara, and welcome or welcome back to Coffee and Crochet with Sara. We have lots of yarny fun planned for today. We have an unboxing or unbagging with Premier Yarn. I'm going to do a demo on how to convert foundation double crochet to chaining and double crochet and vice versa. Because sometimes, we may prefer to use the foundation double crochet or we may not. And so I'm going to show you how to convert that if you want to change that in a pattern. I also have a new fun puzzle I'm going to show you. We have some new crochet patterns and videos I'm going to talk about. And then I'm going to tell you about our up and coming Crochet Along. So we have a lot of yarny fun to do today. The first thing I'm going to do, of course, is clink in. Now remember, if you'd like to have a cup, a Coffee and Crochet with Sara cup of your own, you can get those by going to Magic Mug Creations on Etsy. He has a link already set up, and I also have the link. I'll pop that up. It's at the beginning on my Facebook page, but you can also find that on YouTube as well. But just go to Etsy and put in Magic Mug Creations, and you can get you a mug of your own. I don't make any money on this. This is my way of not having to deal with the stuff that comes with shipping and supporting another business. Super clink! I see a lot of you already clinking in, and good morning, good morning, good morning. It's so good to see you, and as I always say, I love seeing all the new names as well as all the names that I recognize. All right, before we get started on our unbagging, I want to do a shout out. And this week's shout out goes to Rose Loves Crochet. And I stumbled across her page because she was doing a having people send things in support of Wings. And Wings is, I'm going to make sure I get this right, so I wrote it down. Wings is an organization that's breaking the cycle of domestic violence. And what they do is they help ladies and children and even some men who've been involved in domestic violence help get back up on their feet. And through Rose Loves Crochet, they were sending some makeup bags filled with some goodies that some of these people really need, along with some really neat hair scrunchies. And one of the bags that was sent in was one of mine. And so when she said Sara Sach, I was like, oh, that's my bag. So I was very excited. And I really enjoyed her video. I loved the way that she did it. And again, one of the things that I really like to stress is that when I watch a video, the thing that pulls me in is if that person really comes across as just being real. There's no acting, no fake stuff, just a real person, And so I really, really liked her video. She's also on Instagram. But go to, and I'll put the link on our Facebook page as well as underneath the video on YouTube. It's Rose Loves Crochet. I keep saying Rosie because my dog's name is Rosie. It's not Rosie. It's Rose Loves Crochet. It's all together. And she's on YouTube. Really nice lady. It's kind of interesting. I decided I wanted to start doing some of these shout outs to other YouTube channels and get to know some of the other people that are in our crochet family, our crochet community. And I've really found some really neat and fun video channels. All right, so that's Rose Loves Crochet. Go find her on Instagram and on YouTube. Again, I'll put that link for you. All right, are you ready for our unbagging? I'm so excited about this. I've been eyeing some of the new cotton yarns from Premier Yarns, and so I'm real excited about this. And again, I'm going to have to confess, I already opened the bag. You're going to love it. I'm going to switch to my other camera so you can see these yarns up close. All right, so here is the bag. You can see I cut it open. Premier Yarns. And I'm so excited. I'm just going to dump this bag because I'm just so excited about what's in here. Sorry about the loudness of the plastic. All right, I'm going to set that aside. What this is this is their new cotton sprouts. And I didn't realize how big these skeins or balls of yarn are. I got 3 colors. This one is called, oh boy, they had to write it so tiny. Let me see. I need my bigger glasses on that one. Well, we're going to call it Lemon. I can't see it. It's so dark. Let me look on my thing here. Okay. This is called just Yellow. This one is called Lime. And the blue one is called Cornflower. And I'm very excited about this yarn. It's a number 3, 100% cotton. Each ball has 230 yards, which is 3.5 ounces. Sorry about that nick on my knuckle. I hit it on the dishwasher of all things. Anyway, so I got 6 skeins, 2 of 3 different colors. Here, let's get these a little better organized. See? There. How's that? But this yarn, I was just playing with it a while ago, and it is so soft. And you know, usually in July, I do a baby week, and I'm thinking this would be a wonderful, with these 3 colors, a wonderful summer weight baby blanket. Now, I'm not going to say that's what I'm going to do with these, but I think that would make a great thing. All right, so it's Premier Cotton Sprout, which I love that name, 100% cotton. It is a light number 3. And I was telling my husband when these came in and I was playing with them that I was a little disappointed that they were a 3 at first, because some of the cotton yarn that's a 4 seems a little thicker. And so I thought maybe these would be as well. But this is a really true 3. And then as I got to thinking about that and about baby blankets, I thought that would be absolutely perfect for a summer weight baby blanket. Aren't these colors beautiful? I believe they have 32 colors that you can choose from. And you can just go to the Premier Yarn website. I was going to see if I had it on this piece of paper so I could read it to you. I do not, but you can find that relatively easy. Just put in premier.com and it'll come up. And this yarn is wonderful. It was $4.99 a ball, priced on the website. And I just can't wait to start playing with it. Like I said, at first I was a little disappointed that it was a 3. I could have read the instructions of what it was better. You know, the description, I should say. But that's okay, because I'm really excited that it's a number 3 now. And I also received their catalog with all their new stuff, which I'm real excited about, because they have a lot of really neat. I was going to see if they had a picture of that in here. They have a lot of really neat cotton yarns. Let's see. I'm looking for the sprouts. I don't see it. I wanted to show you all the beautiful colors. There's Cotton Flare. Well, that doesn't make me happy. It's not in here. Oh, well. They do have 32 colors. And it looks like they're about the same as this other one. There aren't any variegated ones right now. But, you know, a lot of times they'll come out and they'll come out in the solid colors, and then later they'll add maybe some striping or some variegated ones. I hope they do, because I think everyone's really going to love that yarn. All right, so that's Cotton Sprout from Premier Yarn. I just love it. I really, really do. I cannot wait to start messing around with it, making something fun. All right, now the question, I was really been getting it a lot lately, because I really love using the Foundation Double Crochet stitch pattern. I love it for stretchy bands, hat bands, cowls, but I get a lot of people that say they just don't really like it, and that's okay, because we all like different things when it comes to crocheting. And so I get lots of questions as how do I convert that foundation double crochet to just a chain and double crochet. Or maybe the pattern has you starting with chaining and double crochet, but you want to do the foundation double crochet. And I'm gonna show you how you can convert that super duper easily. Okay, so let's go back over to that top cam. I'm gonna move my sprout yarn out of the way, set it down there. I'm gonna grab my crochet hook and a thick yarn. Okay, so let's just pretend that my crochet pattern calls for 10 double crochets that are foundation double crochets. Okay, so let's go ahead and chain 4, yarn over, go in that 4th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over and only go through the first loop, yarn over, go through the next 2, yarn over and go through the next 2. All right, so I'm going to stitch 8 more, so I have a total of 10 foundation double crochets. And I'll try to go quickly because this is important for our demonstration. And if you've never done a foundation double crochet, it is a super easy stitch. What you're doing is you're stitching your chain, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through the first stitch. That's your chain. And now I'm stitching the double crochet. Okay, when you do the foundation double crochet, let me move back over here. We started in the 4th chain, and this chain 3 counts as your first stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me do 2 more real quick. Get in there. I'm using this thick yarn so you can see it. All right, so now I have 10. I have my chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I needed 10 foundation double crochets. That's how you do just your foundation double crochet. Well, let's say I'm going to cut this yarn just so I can start a new demonstration. Let's say you don't want to do a foundation double crochet. You would rather start with a chain and then stitch 1 double crochet in each stitch. But how do you do that? All right, so if you need 10 foundation double crochets, you're going to chain 12. You're going to always chain 2 more. I'm going to move this up out of our way. You're going to always chain 2 more than you need, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? So we did 10 foundation double crochets up here, and we chained 12. We're going to double crochet in the 4th chain. Never count that loop on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, go in the 4th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, and just stitch your double crochet. And now we're going to stitch 1 double crochet in each stitch across. Oops, don't want to get my strings mixed up here. All right, so I'm just stitching, and if you want this slowed down, if you watch this on YouTube, you can slow that down. When I do a demonstration, I try not to make it last too long because I don't want you to get bored. All right, pull that loop up a little bit. All right, so now I chained 12. I stitched 1 double crochet in the 4th. These 3 count as 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we stitched 10 foundation double crochets. Well, we actually stitched 9 because remember our chain 3 here counted as our first. So we have 10 foundation double crochets. To make it so that you chain and then double crochet, you're going to always chain 2 more than you need. You're going to chain 12, 1 double crochet in the 4th. This chain 3 counts as your first, and then you stitch along and you'll have 10 double crochets. All right, so if your pattern calls for you to chain 12 because they want you to have 10 double crochets and you want to have want to do the foundation double crochets, you'll do 2 less. If your pattern calls for foundation double crochets and you want to do the chain and double crochet into the chain, you'll do 2 more chains. Okay? Does that help you understand how to adjust those? Okay, so if your pattern says that you need 100 foundation double crochets, you're going to chain 102 if you want to do the chain and then double crochet in the chain. If your pattern says you need 102 chains and you want to do the foundation double crochet, you're going to do 2 less than the chains you would do down here. So basically the formula is, if you're going to do a chain and double crochet in the chain, you're going to get 2 less. Okay? And if you want to do the foundation double crochet, you're going to have 2 more. You're going to chain 2 more, but you're going to have 2 less stitches on the foundation double crochet. Okay? So let me go back over this just to make sure I was clear. 10 foundation double crochets, counting that chain 3, and then you want to change it to a chain and double crochet in the chain, you're going to chain 2 more. If your pattern calls for a chain with double crochets and you want to change it to do foundation double crochets, you'll stitch 2 less foundation double crochets. That's the formula for switching back and forth. The foundation double crochet is great for a stretchy edge, hat band, cowl. I like to do it even on blankets, especially if I'm going to put a trim on the blanket, just because I think it moves along quicker. But it's a preference. If you prefer to do it this way, that's fine too. You're not going to get as stretchy of an edge. And if you don't want a stretchy edge, do it this way. All right? And that's how you do it back and forth. More times than not, with most of the patterns, your chain 3 always counts as a double crochet or a foundation double crochet at the beginning of your row. And that's why we stitched 9 foundation double crochets plus that chain 3 to equal 10. All right? When you chain and you want to do a solid row of double crochets, your pattern will almost always tell you to do 2 more chains than you'll need for your double crochets, because you begin in the 4th chain from the hook, and the chain 3 at the beginning will count as 1 double crochet. All right? It can be a little bit confusing, especially for someone like me who hates math. But it's great to be able to do it both ways. And many patterns will call for it one way for a particular reason. Like I said, it's very stretchy. It makes a great waistband. It makes a good band, at the bottom of a pant leg or shorts. It makes a great band for a hat and a cowl. But if you don't want it to be stretchy, and sometimes when I'm doing a great big project where it says chain 270 and then 1 double crochet in the 4th and double crochet in each chain, and I'm thinking, eh. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and do the foundation double crochet. I'll use those stitch markers, mark it every 10 or 20, and then I don't have to recount all those stitches, but I also don't have to chain a whole bunch and then worry about it getting twisted up. And so it's just a neat way to keep track of your stitches and not have to do that extra chain, And I'm telling you, even in crochet, a lot of people say, oh, I don't use stitch markers. Stitch markers are your friend for a lot of reasons. And you don't have to use actual stitch markers. You can use safety pins, paper clips, or even just different colors of yarn that are different than what you're using. You can loop those yarn in there. Sometimes I'll take it and just kind of loop it like you would put on a piece of fringe if I don't have my stitch markers with me. And I'll stitch it, and I'll just grab like another color. Say I'm doing red, I'll grab white or yellow or something, and then I can mark it every 10 or 20 stitches, and I don't have to keep recounting. And that's why I love the foundation double crochet. But you know what? Not everybody does. And that's the great thing about crochet. We have to do what works best for us. We all have special techniques and things that we do. And that's kind of why I like to kind of do these, because um, you can learn some of what I call your cheats. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of times we forget that crochet is an art. We don't have to be perfect. You know, sometimes you need to set off your perfectionist hat and remember that crochet is an art, and just do what works best, you know? If the pattern says do a triple and you don't like it that tall, do a double. You know, you can do that. That's why I love crochet. That and the crochet community, I love the people too. All right, so that's our demonstration today. And if you have any more questions about it, feel free to contact me. The best way to do that is, of course, to contact me through the PPD Puppy Love, or not the Puppy Love, the Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page, and just hit a message. A lot of times I don't see it if it's a message on YouTube, because I get so many hundreds of messages every day. They're not giving me all of them. And I don't mind. I love them. But I feel bad if I missed a question, because I'll go back through and look, and I feel really bad if I missed a question. And so what you can do is either contact me through the Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page, send me a message. Don't send it to my personal page. If we're not friends, I don't get it. I don't get the message, okay? The other way is just go to www.poshpoochdesigns.com. That's my webpage. The link is on the Facebook page as well as underneath the video on YouTube. You can hit that contact tab and it'll shoot an email right over to me. Occasionally those do end up in the spam, but I usually check my spam folder a couple times a week just in case. All right, so never worry about asking a question. And if you do post a question somewhere it doesn't get answered, excuse me. If you do post a question and it doesn't get answered, send it again. You know, I'll do my very best to answer every question that gets sent, okay? And I always say this, if I don't have an answer, I will do my best to find you one. All righty, are you ready to see what's new this week at Posh Pooch Designs? Well, the first thing I want to show you is that cowl there behind me. That is our Primrose Cowl. It's a great way to learn filet crochet without it being super difficult. And you know, filet crochet is just where they make patterns in the stitches without having to do any tricky stitches. And this is so pretty, and ends up having just kind of a cascade of flower type stitches running through it. And I absolutely love this yarn. This is the flamingo yarn from Red Heart Stripes. I believe, yeah, Stripes. It's not an ombre, it's a stripe. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's so bright, it was messing with this camera, and I had to mess with it a few times to try to get it so we could see the pattern in the cowl. It's so bright, and I absolutely love it. It's a great spring, you know, through fall type cowl. And, you know, up here in Colorado, if you're going to take a trip up into the mountains, it's a good idea to have something like that with you, just in case you want to keep your neck warm if you get out of the car and play in the snow or something. Because, yes, there is still snow up in the mountains. So, anyway, I really enjoyed making that one. That, you know, when you get a yarn that is so beautiful and colorful, sometimes I'll get it in and I can't help it. I have to play with it right away, you know. Like, I have to do it, you know. And that yarn I had for a while, and then all of a sudden it caught my eye. And I was like, oh, I have the perfect pattern for that. So that was super fun. The other thing we did was yesterday, I put out this pattern here. This is called our pocket pillow. It's just a pillow. It's super easy stitches of double crochets and single crochets, front loop stitches, and it has a pocket in the front, and you can add a handle. And how this pillow came about, it was kind of a few months ago. I was just kind of going through some of my emails, and a friend of mine said, I'm looking for a pillow that can have a pocket in it for my mother. She's in a assisted care facility. She loves to read, She loves to do crossword puzzles. She still knits and crochets, but her arms get tired. And I want a little pillow to put her arms on, but also a pocket to put her things in. And so I put this together and I asked her, what size? And she said maybe about a 12 by 12. This one works out to be about 11 by 11 because the squares are 10 by 10 and then we add that trim. And because it is double crochets and single crochet rows, you can make it as big as you want just by adding more stitches on the sides and more rows. And of course that information to adjust that is on the blog with the written pattern. And I just stuffed a book in here, my old eyeglasses, just so you could see how that works. And it's a wonderful, easy pattern. And it's a great pattern to take along with you because you can put your things in it, take your, carry it with your handle. And then you got that to put on your lap, put your arms on it. And, because I like crossword puzzle books too, If you're going to put, like pen and pencils, I would put a pen and pencil bag. Or if you're going to put crochet or knitting things, I'd put them in a little container just so you don't lose them because this is crochet. And we did a thick yarn. It's a chunky 6. I guess they call that extra bulky 6. And the color is just gorgeous. It's called Berry Patch. Isn't that pretty? And I alternated it with white so it would contrast nice. So, you can whip this up really fast. And it's really easy to stitch up. And I think it's a great pattern. And of course, the video's out there as well as the written pattern with lots of pictures. All right, so that's our pocket pillow. It's a pillow with a pocket. The other thing we did was the Take Along cosmetic bag. And it's a nice size, a nice shape. We did it with a flap with a button. And you can fit your phone inside here. No problem at all if you want to use it for a phone bag. That's my phone. And you can also put, crochet hooks. Put a little thing of, make sure if you're going to use it, you're going to put a little plastic container. What I do with mine is I get the bread bags that are for lunches, with the little zip thing at the top. And I'll put my crochet hooks and things like that in that bag. And then I'll put it in here. And then you won't lose anything out the holes. Now you can line this if you want to. And that would be super easy to line. And you could just stitch it in if you wanted to. Not a problem at all. But it's a great size. Especially if you're going to go on a trip and you just want to take like your mascara, your eyeliner, and your favorite lipstick. No problem, And it's stretchy so it can fit more things. And it's just called the Take Along cosmetic bag. Isn't that cute? I really love it. I did this kind of it's called like a spa green, kind of a bluish green light color. I really liked it with this bright yellow. All right, so that's the other things that we did this week. I wanted to show you. Let me grab a quick sip. I keep my lemon water close so my mouth doesn't get too dry. So I'm not drinking vodka. That's lemon water. Okay, I wanted to show you this puzzle that we got this week. My granddaughter and I, last year she painted one of those stepping stones, and she and I like to do a fairy garden every year. She painted this. It looked like a hedgehog. Well, a deer stepped on it, and because it was hollow on the bottom, it just busted. And so we were at Hobby Lobby, and we were looking for some kits, and we couldn't find any that she liked. But she glanced over, because the aisle where all the stepping stone type painty stuff is here. And she glanced over and she goes, a yarn puzzle! She was all excited. And I didn't see it. She walked over there and grabbed it. And she goes, and look, it has a kitty. And it's just a little puzzle. It's 100 pieces. And she and I worked it in like, I think an hour. And it's super cute. I just thought it was so cute because the cat's just laying there with the yarn laying all over it. And those of you who love to do puzzles, and one of the things that I have always loved, since I was a little girl, my mom and I used to sit and chat and work puzzles. And I did the same thing with my kids, and now I'm doing it with my grandkids. And it's a great time just to chat, to talk. And sometimes as you're working the puzzle, they'll say things and tell you secrets like, my favorite color is not green anymore. I hope no one cares. Things like that, And so we were it's a great time just to chat, And so we had a really good time working this puzzle. It's small. I think 11 by 11 that says, yeah, 100-piece puzzle. But it's $3.99. I couldn't beat that, you know. And one of the things, I bought a puzzle a few weeks ago that I just loved. Remember I told you about it? It was called the Crochet Kittens. And I just loved it. I got it at Walmart. Well, it's missing a piece. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I just looked everywhere I could think of. So I put it all together and I couldn't find that one piece. And so I put it back in the box. But I left it sitting out on the table in case for some reason I find that piece. And my granddaughter is more upset about that than I am, you know. And I thought, well, I could take it back to Walmart, but I'm just going to wait. It's probably my fault. I may have got it stuck on my elbow or something, you know, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Okay, but if you're a puzzle lover like me, I thought I would let you know about that fun little puzzle. And that's one you could work several times. Of course, I work all my puzzles over and over again, so. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to tell you about is our Crochet Along that's coming the first week of May. It's going to be a 3-day Crochet Along. It's going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're going to do this in 3 steps. And what it is our ladies' tote bag. And the neat thing about this particular pattern, I wrote this pattern, I think, 2014. And you can repeat the sections and make it as tall as you want it to be. Okay, this is just the demo one I did. This is, oh, what kind of yarn did I use on this one? The 2 original ones I did are in cotton because you can use cotton or acrylic. And this one is in acrylic. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to do the bottom. I'm going to tell you everything you need and do the bottom rows of our bag on step 1. On step 2, we're going to do the center portion of the bag. And then on step 3, we're going to do the top and the handles. And I wanted to do it that way because that gives you time to get it done in between if you want to. One thing always about my crochet alongs is we're going to do it on video, of course, and it'll always be there for you. If you don't have time the first week of May to do our crochet along, the pattern will always be on the blog and it'll always be there for you when you have time. Now, this pattern is already out there, but don't go and get the pattern yet. I'm going to be making some updates to the pattern today, and then as we do the 3 steps, I'm going to be adding more pictures probably. All right, so I know you're anxious. I've gotten already 2 emails and a message wanting me to update this pattern, and I've wanted to for a while, and this is the time. You can see it's a lovely pattern. It has a single crochet bottom, so it's sturdy, and then fun stitches through the middle and ends with the single crochet handles. And I'm also going to give you some different options of how to make it, you know, taller, like I said, and things like that as we go along. All right, so that's the first week of May. The other thing is next Monday is, anybody know? It's our stitch of the month. Next Monday is the 3rd week, and so it will be our stitch of the month. And then on Tuesday next week is the winner of the April giveaway. Okay, let me show you again real quick. And then I'm going to let you go. You're going to get, if you win the April giveaway, the Coffee and Crochet with Sara tote bag with 3 skeins of impeccable pink, blue, and white, and this thing I want to keep for myself. All right, let me dig this out of here. It's at the bottom. Oops. Here we go. And this adorable bunny. Let's see if I can get it in the right light here. For some reason that it's reflecting off the plastic. This bunny pattern, it comes with the whole kit of yarn, the crochet hook, needle, fiber fill, and instructions. Okay, so that is the April giveaway. I dropped half of it on the floor there next to my chair. All right, so next week, and remember, to get involved in the April crochet giveaway, you need to comment on last week's video, either on the Facebook video or on the YouTube video of last Tuesday's Coffee and Crochet with Sara. All right? I know. Take a breath. That was a lot of stuff we did today. But it was super fun. Okay? And the last thing I want to leave with you today is behind every successful crocheter is a pile of yarn. And that's true in this sense. Although I don't really consider myself a successful crocheter, I still feel like I'm on the journey learning every day. All righty. So, everybody have a wonderful week this week. And I'll see you next week. And remember, I can't do any of this without all of you.